Hello and welcome to Tuesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic and a quite ludicrous looking Miracle Sudoku for us to try today. This is called Sort of Miraculous and it's by apetersen. And this, I suppose many people watching this video may have got into Cracking the Cryptic originally because of the original Miracle Sudoku, which was by Mitchell Lee, which was ludicrous at the time. You know, it was a blank grid, and I think there was there a 1 there and a 2 there or something? It was something like that. And there were some non-consecutive and chess-related moves or restraints, which meant that it had a unique solution. And at the time, we'd never seen anything as ludicrous as that. And since then, lots of constructors have attempted to come up with Miracle Sudokus. We've even featured some that have had a completely blank grid, but they normally have some fairly sophisticated rules in order to achieve that. Well, what apetersen has done here is very nearly as impressive. Just a single black crop-key dot. I'll explain how the rules work in a moment or two, and a weird rule about the ordering of odd digits and even digits in the odd boxes and the even boxes. And I will explain all this in a moment or two's time, but I have to say I'm extremely impressed that this has a unique solution and that it's apparently findable by a human being. And some of you in the past have been kind enough to acknowledge that I may qualify as a human being, although many of my sister's friends claim that I'm not. Anyway, we'll get to the rules of this in a moment or two. Now, there were some other things I wanted to mention. In fact, I'm going to start off with something completely different, which is this puzzle on screen has a knight's move restriction in chess. And I was on Twitter earlier, and this popped up on my Twitter feed. And I don't normally look at... Oh, it's gone. Come back, all is forgiven. I don't normally look at these sorts of things, but for some reason this caught my eye. You can see from the picture it's a Paul Morphy problem, originally from sort of 1856. White to play a mate in 2. And I started to look at it, and it's an absolutely beautiful problem. It's probably a classic problem and everybody knows how to solve it, but if you're like me and just an occasional enjoyer of the world of chess, then it's something I hadn't seen before, and I did have to take a moment or two's thought to figure it out. But it struck me, as I was figuring it out, how much like Fog of War Sudoku this problem was. Now, why do I say that? You may say, what are you talking about, you silly man? Well, the reason is, in Fog of War Sudoku, obviously we get basically a Sudoku grid that's almost entirely covered in fog, and there's just a little bit of white space that you have to focus all your attention on, that little piece of the grid. And as with chess, if you've got a full board of chess pieces and they're all in different positions, I at least find it quite hard to just look at it and go, oh, well, black's better or something. I have to sort of think about it for ages. Whereas this allows me to sort of, I can focus on the northwest corner of the board. There's only a very limited number of moves that are possible. And you can figure out the principles involved in how the solution must work. Really, it's really lovely. I really liked it. And therefore, I wanted to share it with you. I won't tell you the answer. I'm sure most of you got it instantly, but and if you didn't get it, check the comments out on the video, because there's so many geniuses who watch the channel. They will be able to. There will be comments that explain the answer. But I just thought this was a very beautiful puzzle, and therefore I wanted to share it with you guys. What else? Let's move on to The Hobbit, which is if you're a patron of the channel over on Patreon, every month. Obviously, we have a Sudoku hunt that we publish, and this month's hunt, which went live on the 1st of January, 19 puzzles themed around The Hobbit by Blobz. And look, we just clicked over, as I refreshed this just before I turned on the webcam, 2,000 solves. 2,000 of our patrons have solved an unexpected party. That is absolutely fantastic. So very well done to anybody who solved any of these puzzles, and especially well done to the 308 people who have now solved all 19 puzzles in just a week. Isn't that it's fantastic. So yeah, I thought I'd share that with you. If you would like to have a go at this, there's still loads of time to enter the competition. It closes on the 20th of January, and the prize, as we've been doing for the last couple of months, is the chance to make a Sudoku video that might feature on the channel in due course. Yeah, you get to solve with me. You don't have to, but you can choose to. Now, what else? What else did I want to mention? Oh, birthdays. I've got birthdays to talk about. Let's have a look over there. Now, I'm going to start off by wishing VJ a very happy birthday. But VJ, I have a confession to make. I have not been able to find the email, or I don't know whether it was on Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, that we got the message to wish you a happy birthday. So I can't tell you who's wishing you a happy birthday. I can't say anything about how old you are. I'm so sorry about that. But VJ, hopefully if you're watching this video, you will know. If it's your birthday, it's very likely to be you, and I wish you a great day, and I hope that you get an enormous slice of chocolate cake, and I hope also you will know from whom these birthday wishes are really sent, as well as from me. Next, Andrew, you have turned the big 3-0 today. Congratulations on that. I know this because your partner Shani wrote in and rather amusingly said that Andrew watches a lot of videos on YouTube, but the only ones that Shani is also prepared to watch are the ones from Cracking the Cryptic. So Shani, you have excellent taste. What can I say? And Andrew, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great birthday today. Next, Danny. Danny, it's your birthday. You use the videos to go to sleep, as so many do, due to my soporific effect, apparently. And Danny has actually taken up setting as well. So if you have done a puzzle by Danny Checkered Duck recently, then Danny, it's Danny's birthday today. And Danny, I hope you have a great one with chocolate cake, of course. Oh, and the last one is not a birthday, actually, but it is one I consider to be a really quite lovely thing. Brantley is, I think, one of our viewers, has just turned 6, and Brantley has just achieved their first Sudoku puzzle solve, and I have a picture, although the picture has been, my head has been put on the picture, I think, to protect Brantley's identity, so I quite understand, but if you look carefully you can see that is Brantley's solve there, 6 years old, of the Sudoku. You can see there's notation, there's everything, and Brantley, I know that you solved that puzzle, because your Uncle Jordan wrote to us and said how proud, how incredibly proud actually, he is of you. So that's absolutely brilliant. And I love the fact that Jordan bribed Brantley to do the Sudoku at $5 was the price. And I think, frankly, if more uncles and aunts bribed their nieces and nephews to get into Sudoku, then in a few years' time the world would be a better place. There, I've said it. So Brantley, really, really well done. I hope this takes you on a really cool journey into this world of logic that we engage with every day. Now, let's have a look at this puzzle, Sort of Miraculous, and see what apetersen has in store for us. The rules are as follows. Normal Sudoku rules apply. So we have to put the digits 1 to 9 once each in every row, every column, and every 3x3 box. Cells separated by a single knight's move in chess cannot contain the same digits. So let's give that one a colour. Let's say that this is, well, I've made it purple. Now, normal Sudoku rules obviously prevent purple, whatever purple happens to be. Purple could not repeat in any of those yellow cells. But the knight's move restriction means purple couldn't repeat there, and there, because those cells are, the orange ones, are a single chess knight's move away from the central cell. So none of these orange ones could contain whatever digit we put in the central cell. So that is how the knight's move restriction works. Now, the 3x3 boxes in the grid are numbered in normal reading order. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. In odd numbered boxes, so that's that one, that one, that one, that one, that one. There's another quincunx. We've had a lot of quincunxes on the channel recently, and there is another one. So in it is literally a quincunx. Why does this keep coming up? It's so ridiculous. Anyway, in these boxes, odd digits. In odd number boxes, odd digits appear in ascending order with respect to position within that box. So there's something else in the rules I read earlier on. It says something like the box position. So this is position 1 in the box. That's position 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is in normal reading order as well. So what we're being told about this box is that the 1 has to come earlier in the box than the 3, which then must come earlier in the box than the 5, which then must come earlier in the box than the 7, and then the 9 must come last of all. So it's in odd boxes, it's just the odd digits where that restriction applies. But in the even boxes, in the even numbered boxes, so that's these boxes, let's give those a colour as well. Even digits appear in ascending order. So the 2 in this box has to be earlier than the 4, has to be earlier than the 6, which has to be earlier than the 8. Cells within 3x3 boxes are also numbered in normal reading order. So that's just what I was saying. And then there's only one other rule, if you can believe it. So apparently that's enough to solve the puzzle, combined with the fact that in cells separated by a black dot, one digit is double the other. So if this square here was a 2, this would either be double 2 and be 4, or 2 would be double 1. So one of the digits is double the other. And that is all. That is all. I've no idea how hard this is. I forgot to look. That's a bit of a shank, isn't it? If I'm guessing, I'm going to guess at most Miracle Sudokus are sort of medium difficulty. Some of them can be quite easy. This one, I'm not really sure what I feel about the box rule, the sort of weird box rule. So I'm going to guess medium difficulty. The length of the video might reveal how hard I find it, but do have a go. The way to play is to click the link under the video as usual. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. So I say let's get cracking. I should really have got a plan, shouldn't I? Well, let's look at box 1. Box 1 must be the most restricted because it's got a black dot in it. And this is an odd numbered box. So in this box, the 1 cannot come as late as this, can it? Because if that was 1, 3, 5, 7, you couldn't put 9 in the box. So the 1 is in one of those squares. Now, if this is 1, this would be 2. 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 9. No, that's okay. So the 1 is in one of 5 positions, which is okay, but that's the same, isn't it, in this box? It's the same in all of the odd number boxes. Right, so I can see something. In fact, I'm just going to, I mean, this might be completely ludicrous, but I'm just going to do that for the sake of good order. And I'm going to say, where is 1 in row 3 of the grid now? And the answer is not here and not here. So it's in one of those cells. And that might be interesting because now the central digit of the puzzle cannot be a 1. And the reason we know that is because of the pattern we showed earlier. Imagine this was a 1. Where would we put 1 now in box 2? It can't be here because of the chess knight's move. It can't be here. And it can't be here by Sudoku. So that is definitely not a 1. No, that's fine, isn't it? Hang on, I'm trying to work out what I think about the rule. If that's a 1, that's a 1. And then the 1 would be down there in box 8. But in box 8, it's not the odd digits that are restricted, is it? It's the even digits. Okay, and is it going to be the same with 9s then? So 9 can't be earlier in the box than this, can it? Because if 9 is there, we'd go 9, 7, 5, 3, and the 1 would be out of position. So 9 is sort of the symmetrical is a sort of a rotational symmetrical counterpart in terms of its pencil marks of where we were going to put the 1. So 9 can't go on the black dot though, because if you put 9 on a black dot, you need a digit that's either double 9, 18 isn't a Sudoku digit, or half 9, and 4.5 is not a Sudoku digit. So 9 is restricted, and 9 is restricted there. 9 is restricted here. 9 is restricted here. 9 is restricted here. So 9 in row 7 is now in one of those squares, which takes 9 out of the middle square again, for exactly the symmetrical reason we were able to use 1. Because of this, we can take 9 out of here because of this. So far we are actually, oh no, so 9 is up there. We are actually making a tiny bit of progress by doing ludicrous amounts of pencil marks, which in the original Miracle Sudoku, I didn't use pencil marks, I used colours actually to solve that one. And that proved to be, well, I'm glad I did, looking back on it. So what else do we get from this? Don't know. Let's try 3 in this box. So 3 can't be in the first position because then 1 would be out of place, but 3 could be in the second position. 3 can be on the black dot. 3, 5, 7, 9. Oh, right. So the sort of pentomino of pencil marks just shifts slightly. So all of those can be 3, I think. You can't put 3 here because 5, 7 and the 9 would be out of position. So that's going to be the same there. Oh dear, there. This is already getting a bit silly, isn't it? Now 3 in row 3, again, that's going into these positions, taking 3 out of the middle. But I haven't pencil marked this box yet, so let's think about this. So, okay, 3 is going to be in one of those, not the middle. 3 is going to be in one of these. 3 is going to be in one of these. So 3 in row 9 is in one of those. And we've got very mirrored... Oh, 1. 1 is... I was just going to say we've got very mirrored pencil marks. I looked up here and I saw I had a 1, 3, 1s and 3s in these positions and realised I could do the same there. So does it work with... Oh, 7's going to be better. 7 cannot go on the black dot. Actually, neither can 5. I'm going to do 7 first because it feels like it's the symmetrical counterpart. We've done 1, 9, so if we do 3 we should do 7 next. But then 5 might be even more interesting. But let's just think about 7. So 7 can't go there, but it could go here. So 7... Yeah, right. So 7 in theory, if there was no black dot, it could be in this sort of Jedi transporter type thing from the original Star Wars. You know, everyone knows what that shape is. So that's 7 in those, but this can't be 7 because 3.5 and 14 cannot be written into that square. But in all of the other boxes, 7 is going to be in the Jedi shape, which means 7 is in those squares, so it is symmetrical with the 3s. 7's is those squares. 7 comes out of the middle as a result of this. I should have done this with colours, shouldn't I? I didn't think of doing it with colours, to be honest. It's already getting a bit cluttered for my little brain. This is, yeah, I have a feeling I'm not meant to do it like this. I'm just going to check with 5s. So 5 in this box can't be in the first 2 positions, but because they could be 1s and 3s, but not 5s. Can't be in the last 2 because they'd need to be 7s and 9s. Maverick's about to fly past and it's dark outside. Maverick, what are you doing? So 5 is really restricted in this box, though, isn't it? It can't go on the black dot because 10 and 2.5 are not going to be valid. So 5 is in one of those. Oh no, this is not. No, this is worse. Because 5 in this box is in a sort of Z pentomino, and that's going to apply in all of the odd numbered boxes, apart from this one because of the black dot. I don't really want to pencil mark that. Because I'm not going to learn. I got this lovely sort of 7s, 9s, 1s, 3s pattern because the 1s were sort of locked into the first 2 rows. but that it just doesn't apply with 5. Well, no, it doesn't. It just doesn't. Because the 5 can be in any of the 3 positions. Most Miracle Sudokus, actually, by the way, do have 5 in the middle of them. That just seems to be something that emerges from the grids that people use to construct them. And 5 could be in this position because it has to be in one of those positions. Oh dear, no, hang on, I have not understood this yet, have I? Sorry, I know I've stopped speaking. I'm trying to think of anything I can do that's remotely helpful here. What is it I'm not understanding? I feel like the even numbered boxes are worse. I just think that they're worse. Full stop, worse. Okay, I nearly got one thing, but it didn't work, so that's not even helped. What I was going to say is that 2, if we look at the even box now, so we know that the order has to be 2, then 4, then 6, then 8. I can't put 2 as late as this, can I? Because 4, 6, there would be nowhere to place 8 in the box. So 2, we can say, is in one of those 6 squares, which is ludicrous. Hang on. There is another thing I can say about this box. Right. If there is an even digit in those 3 squares, because there can only be one, because 7 and 9 are already in 2 of those 3 squares, so I could put one even digit in there, and that would have to be 2. But in order to be in the correct position, I see, and the same thing is true here. 1 and 3 are definitely in 2 of these 3 cells. So if I want to put an even digit in there, it has to be 8. And that means that 4 and 6 are definitely in those squares in this box. That's absolutely forced. So that digit's not able to be 4 and 6 on the black dot, which is neither here nor there, I think. Four and 6. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm just being very slow about this, aren't I? If we... How do I do this? Okay, I mean, there's another point I was going to make. I might come back and think about this in a moment, but I just want to capture another thought I had, which is that in box 4 and box 6, again, you're going to get this sort of, the 2s are going to be in those positions, aren't they? So there must, I don't really want to pencil mark it. I mean, it's so ludicrous, but it is true. So the question that's popping up in my brain is, where's the 2 in row 6? And it's going to, can't be there and can't be there. So it is going to be in those squares. And the same is going to be true of 8. 8 is going to be in these and these. So there's going to be an 8 in one of those 3 squares. Now that would be beautiful if this had to be sort of a 1, 3, 8 triple. But it definitely doesn't. I mean, the 1s can be in 4 different places. The 3s can be in 4. I mean, it just doesn't. And in this box, yes, this box is the same as this box. 4 and 6 have to be in the middle, 2 of these 3 middle cells. And that's because, again, 7 and 9 occupy 2 of these squares, so it's not possible to put 2 and 4 up here. And it's not possible to put 6 and 8 in here. So 4 and 6, the middly even digits, have to be in the center. So what does that mean? Hang on. How could, I've got something. How could that be 9? Isn't 9 putting 5 there? Yeah, that's not 9. Sorry, I don't know why why did I think that could be 9? No, I know why I thought that, because I just pencil marked it willy-nilly, didn't I? I was looking at that shape. I could see 9 couldn't be on the black dot. I didn't appreciate if I put 9 there, that then the order of the odd numbers would go 9, 7, 5, 3, 1, and 5 would be on a black dot. So that's wrong. So 9 is in the bottom of this box, which means 9 is not in the bottom of this box. Well, so that shifts 7 up in this box. Oh, this is really quite interesting. So 9 in this box is in one of those squares. Now, that shifts 9 up here, but 9 can't be super early in this box, because it's got to have 7, 5, 3, and 1 before it. Yeah, it's definitely 7 is not here anymore. So 7 is definitely in those 3 squares, which means 7 is not in those 3 squares, or those 2 squares. So 7 is definitely down here. Yeah, I think I should have used colours. So 7, 9, 7, 9, 7, 9. Oh, it doesn't quite work. It's really hard for this to be a 9 now. Because if that's 9, this box has to go 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. And that would... Oh no, it wouldn't force this to be a 1, 3 pair. This is weird, isn't it? It doesn't... Alright, here is a different thought. If 9 is in one of those squares, these squares are all even. Now, I'm meant to use blue for even, aren't I? Because some time ago on Cracking the Cryptid, we worked out that orange and odd began with the same letter. So we made orange the colour of odd numbers, and in our palette the most sort of colourblind friendly distinct colours are this colour of blue, which will make even digits, and orange for our odd digits. But those are all definitely even now. So what does that mean? I haven't got a Scooby-Doo. What can we put on this black dot? If this can't be 4 or 6, it can't be 1, can it? Or can it be? No, it can't be. Yeah, that digit is slightly restricted. It can't be 1 because of the 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 ordering in the box. It might be able to be 3. It might be able to be 2. It can't be 4, it can't be 5, it can't be 6 because of this 4, 6 pencil mark and the fact we can never put 5 on a black dot. It can't be 7. If it's... Can it be 8? I mean, it could in theory be 8 if this can be 4. I suppose 4 is not restricted because this is an odd box. It can't be 9. So 2, 3 and 8 for that cell. Now... how does that help us, or does it not help us at all? I don't know. I don't know. Oh dear. Sorry, I don't know what to do. So this digit is either... it's either... it's not 1 anymore, is it? This is okay. Alright, I'm going to come back to this box because I've just noticed something about this box. By the way, this is a super puzzle, isn't it? It's really weird and interesting, but because 9 in this box has been shunted up into sort of, well, it definitely is in this row. In fact, 3. Hang on. Right, here is a point. 1 and 3. Wait a second, hang on. That's right, isn't it? If 9 was here, that could be 5, 9, 7, 5. It definitely can't be 3. So 1 and 3 are looking at that square. Sorry, and the reason I'm focusing on this square is because I'm thinking of the black dot, but actually I'm seeing 1 and 3 come out of all of those squares. So this digit now, if that's a 2, that would be a 4. If it's a 3, that would be a 6. And if it's an 8, that would be a 4. So this is 4 or 6, which is not an odd digit. So, does that matter? I don't know. Well, oh yes, it really does matter. Sorry, yeah. 1 and 3 in this box are in this row. Yes, that's it. That's it. Right, so where's 5? Do you remember, this was some minutes ago now, we were thinking about where 5 could go in this box. And initially we had it pencil marked into these, that pentomino, and we said, oh, it's not on the black dot, so it's in one of these 3 squares. Well, now let's revisit that thought. If we were to put 5 here, 1 and 3 would have to precede it in the box. We could put one of them here, but not both, because neither 1 nor 3 can go in the top row because of this pencil mark. So 5 can't go here, definitely can't go here. And that means my first digit is a 5 here, but that's not the only benefit of that 5. Because if we put 5 in that position, 7 and 9 have to just flow straight away after it. That is ludicrous. Now, I've got one thing from that immediately, but I'm actually not going to go there. I'm going to try and use the 9 here and think about what that does down here, because what we've learnt is that when we shunted the 9 in this box, it did much more than I'd realised, so I'm now able to shunt the 9 slightly in this box. So now this can't be 7, for example, because I can't put the 9 after it. That could be 7. Oh, well, actually, hang on, I've got a 7 here now, so that can't be 7. 5, I never pencil mark that over here. But we know 5 is in, alright, so 5 is in one of those 3 cells. We know that because 5 is in this sort of pattern in the odd-numbered boxes. So, oh, bother. So if that's 9, you have to go 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. That can't be 3 because we can't put 1 before it. Oh, bother. Sorry, maybe this hasn't done anything then. Okay, I'll say the other thing I'd seen, which is to look at this row now. Now, my question is, these are all even from our shading earlier. In fact, let's make those odd and put orange in. That's definitely even. But look, there must be one even digit now in this sequence, mustn't there? And now this is an even box. So the only even digit, if we're going to put one even digit in there, it must be the last even digit. It must be 8. So this is now 138. 138. Lost my army with a misclick. Now. Oh dear, does that do nothing? That's really rotten. Why? Oh. Okay. There is one thing I can see as a result of that which might be worthy of a mention. And that is this. In this section of digits here, I have an 8. And in this section of digits here, I have an 8. And there's a classic knight's move trick that applies where you get this sort of pattern across 3x3 box borders. And the trick is to recognise that now it is impossible for there not to be an 8 in this domino. Because imagine there wasn't an 8 in these 2 cells. Then we know that the 8s in these would be disposed in that pattern, and it's impossible, because imagine this was an 8. You then couldn't put an 8 in either of those squares. And if this was an 8, you couldn't put an 8 in one of those squares because of the knight's move restriction. So that means that when you get this pattern, you can always now say there is definitely an 8 in this domino. But the problem is that that's difficult to pencil mark. Maybe I'll do that actually, just to try and remind me there's something weird going on. So that's taking 8 out of those squares. Ah, now actually this is an even box, isn't it? So 8 can't be early in the box. But could that... Oh, actually, that is quite interesting, actually. So where is 8 in box 8? Because I've got 7 and 9 here, so I can only put one even digit there. Let's say I put 2. That was 4 and 6 then. So the earliest 8 can appear is here. So 8, it's not brilliant. 8 is in one of 3 places, I'm going to claim now. Oh, sorry. No, I don't think that's doing it. It was a little bit interesting for a moment, but then we were foiled. If that's 8, that has to be 6, 4. Okay, now we know what those digits are. No, they're 2, 4, and 6. And one of those is here. So that can't, whatever this digit is can't go there. So it's in one of those 2 cells. 1, 3, 1, 3. These are all even, aren't they? Because we know that the 1 is in this domino, so everything before the 1 must be even in the box. So it'll be roping here. I mean, I don't know how to prove we're roping, but again, Miracle Sudoku grids, what we've found over the years is they tend to have roping in them. What's roping? Well, imagine these digits were from 2, 4, 6. Then you can see that by Sudoku, these digits would be 2, 4, 6. And then you can ask the question, okay, what would these 3 digits be in this box? And because they couldn't be 2, 4, 6, they'd be there and they'd be there. So you get this striping effect where the digits keep repeating. But there's no, we haven't proved that these are 2, 4, 6. I just suspect that they will be. The central digit of the grid now is not 1, 3, or 8. Or 7 or 9. So if it's odd, the only odd digit this can be is 5, which, okay, tends to be the case. You tend to end up with a 5 in the middle of a Miracle Sudoku. So if it's either 5 or 2, 4, 6, isn't it? It's one of those. Now, can we somehow limit that any further? The answer is I don't know. Well, I can do a bit better in this box. Where is 7 in this box? I seem to have it pencil marked here. That's not right, because I'd have to go 5, 3, 1, but I know one of these is an 8, so that's definitely not right. So, if that's 7, that could be 5 then. I don't know, sorry, I'm not seeing this. And the way I got this 8 pencil mark was from the fact that I knew 8 was in those squares, wasn't it? And then I got a 2. Oh, a 2 pencil mark down here, so that's not 2 either. So this digit is 4, 5, or 6 now. What does that mean? I don't know. There's definitely a 2 in those cells. So how could this be a 3? If this is a 3, this has to be 5, 7, 9, and I know there's a 2 down there, so that's wrong. So this is now, no, it's not now 7, 9. It just means that 3 is now one of those 3 squares. I wonder if there is a way of... of disproving something there. Oh golly, I don't know. This is confusing actually. Ooh, nearly. Yeah, there is something, isn't there? I suspect there's a different way to see what I've just noticed. I've spotted something really rather beautiful, but it's weird. So I'm just want to think about it. I don't even know quite what it's going to do, if anything. I'm going to explain this because I find it interesting. Right, what I've noticed is that 1s and 3s are pencil marked into the same. Well, actually, no. This I don't. It's easier than I'd realised. I've got something else now. Yes, I've got something else. Okay. Yes, it's easier. So I'd spotted this in the most ludicrously complicated way. I don't need that. This can't be 1 anymore. That's the simplest way to see what I've just seen. This can't be 1. Because if it was 1, where would 3 go in this box? And it would have to go here. But we know these can't be 5, 7, 9 because there's a 2 down here. So that can't be 1. Now the corollary of that is, let's think about this digit as regards, can this be 9? And the answer is no. Because if this was 9, I'd have to go 7 here, because I haven't put 7 in the box. Then I'd have to go 5. Hang on. It was symmetrical when I just did this in my brain. What are you talking about now, man? If that's 9, I'm sure I spotted a reason this couldn't be 9 when I just thought about this. And it was very much the same as this not being able to be 1. And now I can't. Now my brain is just not doing it. If that's 9, what did I see? Hang on, let me go back. Am I talking nonsense? It all made sense to me. If that's 1, 3 has to come after it. If that's 9, 7 has to be here. Yeah, and 7 can't be there. Why can't 7 be there, though? Is that wrong? You see, I have pencil marked 7 into this. No, that is right. Because if this is 7, this is 5, 3, 1, and there's an 8 up here. So it is, yes, it is symmetrical. Okay, I'm going mad. That's fine. And it's all good. It's all good. Because now, let's look at these 3 digits. Now, these definitely include 1 and 8. So do you remember the trick I did with 8 here? I said one of these had to be an 8. That trick now works for 1 as well. One of these is a 1, one of these is a 1. So if I didn't have a 1 in this domino, then 1s would be disposed like this, which is an impossible pattern. So this pattern here, these exact digits, are a 1-8 pair. Because we've proved they must contain an 8, and now they must contain a 1. So this digit is not a 1 anymore. But that's in an even numbered box, so that doesn't really matter. But I think we can do something similar here now and here. Because now I've definitely got 9 in here. Have I got 2 up there? No, not necessarily. It's not quite the same. Ah, that's interesting. It's true for 9, isn't it? So 9 in this little congregation of digits, there's definitely a 9 here and there's definitely a 9 here. So there must be a 9 in that domino. And therefore this is not a 9, and 9 is in one of those, again in an even numbered box. If I could prove that isn't a 7, then I'd have a 9-7 pair there. Or Or, so there's two possibilities. Either I prove this isn't a 7, or I prove 2 is up here. 2 up here is more likely, because this is an even box. So the 2 has to be somewhere. Well, yeah, the 2 has to be in one of those squares, doesn't it? It has to be. Because if it was here, I couldn't put 4 and 6 down here, because I know 1 and 3 live in the bottom of this box. Oh, there might be a way to prove 2 is up there. If that's 2, that's 2. 2 would be in this domino. Oh, bingo, bingo. Right. 9. This 9. This is, by the way, this is not easy. 9 sees that digit by Knight's move thingy. So that's a 9. I've got a 9 in the grid, which means that's a 9 by the Knight's move. Okay. So this is now not 9. This is now not 9. So I've now got an X-wing of 9s in those squares. I have no idea what that does. Well, does that shunt everything earlier? So if 9 can't go here, 7 can't go here, I suppose. So 7 has been reduced to 2 places in box 5. And both of those places, well, yeah, yes, both of those places see that place. So this, I don't think, so what I'm claiming, this might be wrong, but what I'm claiming is, looking at my positions for 7s in this box, they are now those 2 cells. And this cell sees both of those, so I don't think that can be a 7 anymore. So now I want to say that my 7 and my 9 have both been shunted into these positions, and they are a 7-9 pair, which means 2 in this box has only 2 positions. Oh, please. This is almost unbelievable, but now 2 in this box, which I know is in one of these 3 squares, cannot be here, because that would prevent either of these squares being a 2. So isn't this a 7-9 pair? That might be wrong, but I'll tell you why I'm saying that. No, it's wrong. Ah, bother. Nearly. Right, so hang on. So what did we just learn about 2s? We learned either that's a 2 or that's a 2. And there's a 2 in one of these. And we have no clue where it's... Well... Oh, nearly. Well, I mean, I was thinking, where's 2? Oh, it's so close. I was thinking about where's 2 in this box, because 2 is a restricted digit in the even boxes. Well, it can be a really early digit, that's fine. But it can't be later than that, can it? Because I still need to put 4 and 6 into the box, so 2 is in one of those 3 squares. And that sort of feels like it must do something. I don't know. I'm not sure. Okay, there was lots of jiggery-pokery going on down here, though. So I've got a 7-9 pair. And I thought this might have to be a 7 or a 9. On the basis, I was thinking, okay, if this is a 9, it's obviously a 9, that's fine. But if this is a 9, which is the other possibility, I was wondering whether I had to put 7 here, but I don't think I do. Because I think 7 could still get away with being here. It's close, isn't it? It's close, but it doesn't work. If... Oh, wait a moment. Hang on. No, there's a problem. Oh, it's easy. It's easy. I've done it. I've done it. It's much easier than I was realising. Right. Where is 7 in this box? I don't know, but it's definitely in that domino. Where's 7 in this box? It's in that domino. So where is 7 in column 6? Ah, this is it. It's got to be here. When I say this is it, I'm not actually sure it is it. Well, it does help. Now this can't be 7 by knight's move, so that's 9. That's 7. Oh, so this is 9. So I've got to find a place for 9 in this box. So that 7 means this is a 7. I feel like that might do something. It's not doing it. Oh, okay. It gets me a 7 there by knight's move. 7. Oh, okay. Where's 7 in box 6? Now, the sevens, I was going to say the given 7s. I mean, they are as far from given 7s as anything you can possibly imagine. I've had to work very hard in 50 minutes to get these 2 digits. But those digits do rule out that cross from being 7s. Now, this knight has a knight's move implication. So 7 is in one of those 2. So 7 is in one of these 2. There may be knight's move implications I'm missing, but 7... 9. Can that be 2? That definitely can't be 7 anymore. So I've got 5 9. Oh, what about 9 in this box then? 9 can't go there by knight's move. So 9 is in one of 3. But this is an even numbered box, so the 9 is not going to do much work. 9 in the bottom box can't be in those squares. So again, that shifts 7 slightly, doesn't it? That is something we've... Oh, but 7 is already shifted slightly by this. Bother. Okay. Do I know? No, I don't seem to. I was wondering. I know 1 and 3 are in the top pieces. So 1 and 3 are definitely down here. That could be 9. If that's 9, we have to go 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. I suspect there might be a reason that's impossible. 5, 3, 1 would mean 1, 3, 5. Oh, that's nearly broken. What do you think we do next? I don't know. No, I don't know. I'm not sure. Could we somehow... Goodness, I haven't got a clue, actually. I don't know. I've got to put... This is a 1-8 pair. I'm not sure whether I'm meant to focus on 7s or 9s or 5s. I'm just thinking about the digits I've actually got in the grid. I haven't got many. Okay, yes, 5 I'm going to think about now, because 5 is a bit restricted in this box, isn't it? 5, because this is an odd numbered box, 5 could be here, perhaps. No, actually that's wrong. It can't be there, because that would need to be 3 then, and it can't be. So 5 is really restricted. It has to be earlier than the 7. That 5 is in one of those 2 squares. Oh, please let that do something. So 5 is in one of those 3 squares in box 4. There might be... Oh, nearly. There's almost... I mean, it's almost impossible for this to be a 5. The only way that's a 5 is if this is a 5. Five is in one of those 2. Where did we think 5 was down here? Have we ever thought about that? It's got to be in the pentomino. It's not in those squares. Okay, so 5 is in... Yeah, that's it. Well, it's not it. It's sort... Oh, it is it. It is it. I've got 5 in the middle. Right. Bingo. Okay, so what I'm going to do... I'm actually going to take out my highlighting. I've not done a very good job of highlighting. I'm just going to make this 5. And I'm going to show you that 5 is in one of those squares. And I'm going to say, where's 5 in this box? We know it was in that pentomino originally, because this is an odd numbered box. But it's not here anymore. So it's in one of these 3 squares. But it can't be here, because it would rule itself out from every position that's available to it in box 4. So it's not there, which means it's here. So it's not here anymore. And now this can't be 5 anymore in the middle box, because it would rule 5 out of its possible positions in box 4. And that means if 5 isn't there, the only place that 5 has left to go is there, right in the middle, as expected. So that's a 5. And therefore, I don't know what that's going to do. Probably something. So 5 is in any number of those positions. That doesn't look like a very good idea, does it? Can't be there. Oh, no, so that also doesn't seem to be useful. Oh, come on, what's it doing? How bizarre is this? I don't know. It's very bizarre. 1, 3. I've got 3s. Oh. Yes, I see. Okay, you just... Basically, this puzzle requires you to ask the perfect question at the perfect time in the perfect order. And then it's easy. But if you don't do that, it's not. Now, so the question I want to ask now is, where is 3 in this box? And the answer to that is, I don't really know. It's in one of those squares, but 3... Oh, in fact, I do know where it is now, because my 3 is in one of those squares. I'm going to give it a colour because it deserves it for what I've just discovered. Let's make it... So 3 is in one of those positions. 3 in box 5 is in one of these positions. So that means... I should ask where 3 goes in this column, shouldn't I? It's not able to be here. Don't know. Oh, so yes, that's true, because 3's of where 3's are disposed in boxes 7 and 9. So 3 is there exactly at the bottom of the grid. That means this isn't a 3. It means this isn't a 3. So 3 has been hypothecated. Yeah, so that's quite good. So 3 is now... It's in one of those cells. So 3 was green, wasn't it? So 3 is in one of these cells. 3 seems to be in those cells in box 3. Possible 3 in the corner. And that means 3 is in one of these cells. And that's a funny... This is a funny box. In the sense that... that doesn't help us at all. I'll put the pencil mark in. What about 3 over here? So 3 over here still got a wealth. Oh, 3 there. Yeah, I think colouring would have worked better for this puzzle. I really do. So 3 is in one of those 4 positions. I mean, that's so bad. If I could get rid of that one, then 3 would be in one of those cells. But again, that's in an even numbered box, so... That's probably not the most brilliant idea ever. How could this possibly be a 3 if 9 can't be in the final position? That can't be a 3. That's total and utter nonsense, isn't it? Ooh, so it's not far away. If I can just get 3 out of maybe... If that's 3, that has to be 5. 5 is... So that would make this 5. That would make this 5. That would make... No, that wouldn't break, I don't think. So I think that... I can't do that. If that's 9, we have to go 9, 7, 5, 3, 1. I think I've thought about this before and I concluded it could work. Right, so that's disappointing. Maybe I've got to pencil mark column 5. 2, 4 and 6 to place. Yeah, that's actually it, isn't it? Where's 2 in column 5? You cannot put 2 here because it has to have 4 and 6 after it. And you can't put 2 here because it has to have 4 and 6 after it. There's not space. I mean, one thing we can say down here. Oh, or can we? I know one of these is a 1. Does that help me? Maybe I should have started with ones. I mean, that's such a moronic thing to say, but okay. Anyway, that's definitely 2. That I am convinced of. So that's, yeah, that's good. Or it seems to be good. I don't know if this is right, but because I think these have to be a 4-6 pair in this column, there is no way, is there? No, there is no way, because we know that 1 and 3 are down here, so we can only have 1 even digit at maximum. So if I put that there, 4 and 6 have 4. This would have to be a 4 or 6. It can't be, because that would be 8, and then 1 can go down here. So this is 2, which means this is not 2. But this 2 seems to see that cell where I have a 2 pencil marked. But I've no idea. How did I... Oh, because... Yes, okay, yes. Because 2 is restricted. It's an even numbered box. So that once that's not 2, that has to be 2. That feels like it might be important. He says, no. No. I think that's been available for ages if I'd looked at it. Oh, bobbins. Okay. Now, okay. No, what I was about to say is wrong. Okay, so we won't say that. Nearly. That digit. I can almost prove this has to be an odd number, because it can't be 2, 4 or 6 by Sudoku. In fact, what is this digit? Maybe that's a sensible question. Maybe it can be 1. It can't be 2, because it would rule 2 out of these squares. It can't be 3, which I seem to have pencil marked there. It can't be 4. It can't be 5. It can't be 6. It can't be 7. I don't believe it. So it's 8 or 9. Now 9. 9? Oh yeah, 9 is available. So is this useful? It's really difficult for this to be 1, because it would put 1 here. And we'd have to go 1, 1, 3, 5, and that's impossible actually. No, it's not, because 8 could be here. It's not impossible, sorry. I'm looking at this 1-8 pair thinking it's a 1-8 pair, but it's not, because 8's also here. Gosh, it would be really easy to make an error here. It really would. I've got to be careful. I've got to be careful. What about if that's 8? Then that's not 8. I can lose the purplification. I think the purplification has served its purpose. This is definitely even, because the 9 has already appeared in the box. So that is 4, 6 or 8. And it's not the same as that. That's useless, isn't it? If it's 8, where would 8 be in this box? 8 would be ruled out of lots of places. Oh, bother, I can't quite do it. How long have I had? I've gone over an hour. I'm so sorry, goodness me. 2 is up here, so 2 can't be there. I know these are all even, aren't they? So maybe I should pencil mark them. And that can't be 2. I wonder if I've known about this black dot for ages. That's possible. 9, 9, 1, 3, 5 and 8 into this box. And the 5... Yeah, the 5 is in one of 2 places up here. I hadn't seen that. Is that helpful? 5 is only in those 2 positions. And in this box, 5 is only in 3 positions. There's probably any number of ways of... I mean, it feels like this is very, very constrained, doesn't it? No, I don't know actually. I'm not sure. Okay, but where's 5 down here? That might be a better question. Now, in theory, it's in any of... No, it's not. It's not. It can't be here now, can it? Because 7 and 9 couldn't follow it. So it is in the first few cells. Which means... What does it mean? I don't quite see it. I don't know what it means. I'm not sure it can be here for a weird reason. If that's a 5, we know that's a 5 in box 3. And I don't think you can put 5 now into box 6 because both of the available positions would be a knight's move away from the 2 5s you've put in. So that is not 5. So 5 shifts earlier in this box, and therefore 3 shifts earlier, and 1 shifts a lot. 1 shifts a lot earlier. So 1, I've now managed to get 1. Oh, this is going to be huge. This is it. Because I've now managed, by shifting 5 slightly earlier in box 9, I have shifted 3. I've shifted 3 and 1. Wow, into here. And if that's true, these lose their 1-3ification. Now, what was 3 was my green colour, wasn't it? So green comes out of here. Green comes out of here. So green is in this domino now. And, well, hang on. This can't be 1 now. So my positions for 1 in this box have become incredibly difficult. I can't put 1 here. Yet I know 1 is not here, and this is an odd box, so 1 is constrained. So this is not 1 because 3 would be too late. So that's getting me another digit. So this is a 1. So that's a 1. So that's a 3. So that's a 6. Yes. Okay. Now I believe I might be able to solve the puzzle. It's probably famous last words, but it does now feel like that was a big breakthrough. Now that does mean that this is a 3, doesn't it? So we can ungreen this, we can fully green that, we can fully green this, we can ungreen this. Whoops. So 3 is in this domino, in an even numbered box. So 3 has made its appearance in rows 4 and 5, in boxes 4 and 5, so there can't be any more 3s in rows 4 and 5, and this becomes a 3. Now that seems to be displacing the pencil mark of a 7. So I'm going to put the 3 in, and I'm going to write the 7 in. Now was 7... Did I give 7 a colour ever? No. Well, that's a little bit remiss of me. Let's give 7 a colour. And hope. This isn't 7 anymore. Not 7. So 7 is in those 2 squares. I think I should have... Oh, well, this can't be 7, because I need to put 5. Yeah, where's 5 in this box? Yeah, it's got to be here. That's the only place left for it, and that makes that 5, which makes that 3 and that 1. This can't be 1 anymore by knight's move. That can't be 1 anymore. So this can't be 3 anymore. So 3 move... Oh! That's 3 in the corner. That's 3 in the spotlight, losing its religion. And all of a sudden, the puzzle is starting to yield its secret. So we do have roping. 5, 7, 9s are roped. So we must be roping the 2s. Yeah, we're roping the 2, 4 and 6. They have to be here, so they have to be there. So that's 4. That's 2 in the corner. That's 8. These squares are 2, 4 and 6. Let's just write them in. 2, 4 and 6. These squares are 1 and 8, which we know the order of. 1 and 8. I mean, my shading has all gone to pot now. But I'm confident the 5 can't go there by knight's move, so the 5 goes here. So the 5 must go there. And I think, have we done all of them? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. No, not quite, but we can. That's a 5. And that's quite important because that's displacing a 1 and placing an 8 here. Now 2, 4 and 6 have to be in order in an even box. So that becomes a 4. We get a 2, 6 pair up here, which we know the order of. So 2 and 6 go into the grid. That's a naked single. That's a 4. This is a very, very strange and interesting creature, isn't it? This one. 1, 6 and 8 into this row. So I can put the 1 in. I can put the 8 in. I can put the 6 in. 6 must have an appearance in this row. I've not put 4 and I haven't put 8. I can do that. 8 and 4 go in. So 4 is in one of those two. May not know the order of that. And down here we need 2, 7 and 9. Oh, it's a funny noise. Might just have to listen out for a moment. Hopefully everything's okay. 4, 6, 8 over here. And whatever these digits are, the balance is 2, 7, 9. So 7 is knocked out of those. That's become 7. I'll correct all of the... That's not 7 by Knight's move. So 7 goes into this corner. So 7 goes there, which places 4. So 4 is in one of those squares, still not resolved. This becomes 2 and 9. Yeah, we have a 9 up there to help us with that. So 9, 2, 8 goes into that square in the end. We need 2s, 4. This is 2, 4 or 6. There's probably any number of reasons why we know what that is, but I don't know how to tell. Right, so this digit, where's 9 in this column? It's got to go at the bottom now by Knight's move restrictions. That becomes a 2. This is no longer... Oh, this can't be 8 by Sudoku or 6 by Knight's move. So that's 4, 6, 8 all into the grid. These become a 2, 4 pair. I'm looking around to see if a Knight's move figures that out, but I can't see it. Oh, 8 comes out of these cells, which must now be a 1, 3 pair. That must be resolved. Oh, yeah, it is 3. So 1, 3, 8, 1, 8. And now we need, what do we need here? 3 and 6. And we look around for Knight's move help. Oh dear, oh, 3, yeah, 3, 6. So 3 goes here. 5, oh no, that's wrong. Let's not be prematurely confident. Right, now that becomes 9. Oh, hang on. I think I was trying to write 9 there and managed to put 8. So we've got 2 and 4, which must be there. And we need a 1, and we need a something. 6. Yeah, that looks good. That looks good. So 6, 2, 4. And I've made a complete Horlicks of the shading, but we'll try and fix that now. So 3s, wherever they are, let's try and find a 3 with... Oh, how do I do this? I want to take green out of everything and then only put it in the 3s. There we go. Oh, there we go. 5s. Now 5s, let's double click on all the orange squares and take orange out of them, and then 5s can become orange, like so, like that. 2, 4 and 6 never actually got their own colour. So, okay, so we ended up with a bit of a weird colouring, but is it right? Yes, it is. Oh, it's quite an old... Oh, it's 2 months old. I was going to say it's an old puzzle, but it's not really. 330 people have solved that. That's quite a lot. But it's brilliant, isn't it? It is sort of miraculous. Very much so. Really, really fascinating puzzle. Yeah, I mean, what can we say about it? I felt it was all about especially in the odd numbered boxes, trying to focus on the digits like 9 and shove them earlier on in the box, which has a cascading effect. They're a bit like weird jumpy thermometers, aren't they, in each of the boxes? And you can sort of shuffle them up and down. But I think I may well have been better with colouring rather than pencil marking earlier on. And perhaps if I'd had another go at it, if you could have had a colour scheme where, the earlier digits had lighter colours or something, so that you could have detected the patterns in a more straightforward way, that might have been a way to do it more sensibly. But I didn't know that before I started. So anyway, that's my method, and I think it was logical, and I really, really did enjoy it. Let me know in the comments how you got on. Enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind, and we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.